They say that it's because the letter W doesn't exist in Hebrew and that this letter comes from Europe, specifically from the German language. Is this true or false? Well, this might be one of the reasons people say it's false, but it's not the only one. I've heard a bunch of other reasons too. I have heard this one, but it's not enough. In fact, this argument is very incorrect. Remember that the name Yahweh is written in Hebrew, using Hebrew letters. So, you could say that none of the letters we use are suitable because they're not Hebrew. Neither the Y is in Hebrew, nor the H, nor the W is in Hebrew. Do you get what I mean? But what we do is use, for translating, transliterating, or transcribing, depending on what we're doing. In the case of transcribing or transliterating, we use the letters we have in Spanish so that when someone sees it, they can pronounce it the way it would be or is pronounced in the original Hebrew. It's clear. So, the idea is to look for the letters that produce the same sounds as the Hebrew letters in their correct combination, since it's the verb haya. So, transcription is one thing, and transliteration is another. For example, Yahweh is 4 letters, Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, right? So, what are the equivalents in Spanish? Remember, and this is the key, Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, all 4 are consonants, because in Hebrew, all the letters are consonants. All 22 letters are consonants. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey are consonants. But remember that in Hebrew, there are 5 letters among those consonants that can also have a vowel sound. Depending on the word in which they appear, the reader understands how to pronounce the specific letter. For example, with the Vav, you might pronounce it as a U, as an O, or as a V. When it's pronounced as a V, it's obviously functioning as a consonant. When it's pronounced as an O or U, it's functioning as a vowel. Are we clear? Josephus, the Jewish historian, in order to avoid saying the name in his writings, said that the name Yahweh is made up of 4 vowels. He didn't say letters. He didn't say consonants. He said vowels. What does that mean? That the 4 consonants in the name Yahweh, all function as vowels. Are we on the same page? That's why they also found the name Yahweh written using only vowels. I, A, U, E, or elsewhere with all 5 vowels. Yao, I, A, O, U, E, Yao, with all 5 vowels. Are we clear? But we're told that, Josephus, right, said it with 4 vowels, because there are 4 letters that function as vowels. So, in transliteration, we need letters that are the equivalents in our language, even though our original language is Hebrew, but let's say it's Spanish. In the Spanish language, so that they take the place of the Hebrew letters. The yod in our letters would be the Y, or Igriga as it's also called. The Y. What's special about the Y? It's a consonant, but it sounds like the I, which is a vowel. That's why they call it Igriga. Are we clear? The H is equivalent to the letter Hedi, which has a bit of breath, especially in English, where the H isn't completely silent like it is in Spanish. Is that clear? And then comes the Vav, which, as I just mentioned, the Vav has the sound of U, a V. Why do we use W in the transliteration? Because W is a consonant, just like the letter Vav is a consonant. But the W sounds like U, that's why it's called W. So, it's a consonant, but it has a vowel sound. That's why Y, H, W, H is the way to transliterate Yod. Hey, Vav, hey. But you also know that it can be written using only vowels, as I just mentioned, Yao. Or when we write the transcription, where we already include the vowels A, U, and E so it can be pronounced correctly, Yao. Or if we use the W and don't include the U, it serves the same purpose. So, simply put, sadly, there are people who just want to argue and say things like that, even though what they're saying doesn't make any sense.